What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today's lesson has two goals. Number one, we're going to learn visually where you can jump your hand up to when you're playing in the key of E. So that means learning the notes E and the note B over the B7 and the note A over the chord A. And the second goal is to learn a little bit about the diagonal method for learning blues scales. The diagonal method is better because it moves in a diagonal way up and down the neck. It allows you to reach higher and lower notes, and it's very helpful visually because it's an easier way to connect the boxes up and down. So learning this blues etude is going to help you learn both of those things. So let's jump right in. So first start with this E chord, and then slide up to that 12th fret. That's going to be the first challenge. Once you can do that, plug in this riff. 12, 10, 12, 10, sliding down with the first finger at that point. Once you get to 8, give it one of those small blues bends. Kind of start to bend it right before the note's about to stop. Not at the very beginning when you play it. That's how you do a blues third. So notice that triplet symbol that we have under there. So the whole thing will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now notice what I'm doing with my left hand here is I'm lifting just to give some variation. Sometimes I call this a cheater strum, and some people call it a filler strum. Basically, it just means that you're strumming all the open strings, or most of the open strings, on an upbeat, and then landing on a downbeat with your thumb going down with the chord. You might notice with my right hand, I'm plucking with both my index finger and my thumb. It helps you play a little faster, and it's a little easier once you can do it. But at first, if you guys are just starting off on this style, I'd recommend playing everything with your thumb, especially these riffs. Okay, so we're gonna play that opening phrase 4 times in a row before we get to the A chord. Now on the 4th repeat, we have a slight variation, and we're just playing this. Okay, it's just a little variation. Let me slow that down. We're going down to the next little rectangle. Those are the same notes. So that's one of the reasons if you can slide up to this E, and remember that fingering, you can do that same thing here. That's one of the benefits of learning these diagonal scales. Because these diagonal scales, instead of playing in a box where you go straight across the neck, those are useful at first when you're first starting to learn, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed that most of your favorite players don't play in that way. They'll play parts and start going kind of down and up the neck, sliding up when they need higher notes and sliding down when they need lower notes. So playing this across the neck method isn't always the best way to learn. And this is what the diagonal method is. It starts with learning root notes and little phrases like that that you can repeat through the octaves. So that's just a quick introduction to the diagonal method for learning blues scales. So the phrase over A sounds like this. What we're doing here is we're still visualizing where the note A is, this time in the E blues scale. We're staying in the E blues scale because the whole song is in the key of E. When you guys move forward and get more advanced, it's okay to incorporate different scales in your blues playing. But you can get really, really far, really fast, just by getting good at the E blues scale, because it comes up more than anything else. So visually on this part, we're looking for the note A. And if you don't know, the note A is the 10th fret of the B string, 10th fret of the 2nd string. Again, we're visually looking for that note to land with our 3rd finger. So that way we can go down. Okay, so we're sliding here with our 2nd finger up to the 9th fret, and then playing 8, 10, 8, 10 on the B string, and then do a filler strum to the A chord 2 times in a row. After we do that 2 times, we're going to go back to the E chord. To approach the B7 chord, which is coming up next. So first we're going to play a B7 chord in this open position. And then visually again, we're going to look for that note B. So where is that? It's here. When you think of B, you should think 7th position. Now we're not playing this full bar chord, but this is a great thing to visualize, this full B chord, B major bar chord in the 7th position. If you know where that is, then you know that this note is a B, and you also know that this note is a B. And what we're going to do is play this phrase. Now again, here that last note has one of those blues bends on it. It's a blues third. So basically we're playing sliding up on the 2nd string, but visually we're looking for this note B here. And I like to play that with my 2nd and 3rd fingers. Every time I'm hitting the root note with my 3rd finger, hopefully y'all have noticed by now. Okay, and just playing 7th fret on all of those. 7, 7, 7, 7. On the 3rd string, we're giving it that little blues bend. Okay, so all together the B phrase. Okay, then we're going to do this. Okay, so that's a filler strum to B7, filler strum to an A. Then we're going to play that same phrase, this time over A. So here, this is your chance to learn and memorize where that note A is. Again, this is our A bar chord in the 5th position. So that we know that this note is A, we know that this note is also A. Okay, and we're going to play that same phrase except in the 5th position. Again, giving it that little blues bend at the end on that 5th fret of the 3rd string. Finally, we're going to wrap that up with an E chord, and then a descending phrase to a finishing E7 chord at the end. And that whole thing will sound like this. And that's how we're going to finish it. This is the bigger part of the diagonal scale. Let me show you that real slowly. Now, 2nd octave ends with this E7 chord. If you noticed, that phrasing where we have this little kind of rectangle, 12, 10, 12, 10, then slide, that rectangle starts over here. And if you guys didn't notice, those are all the notes of the minor pentatonic scale. The diagonal method is really cool because it gets you all the way from down here all the way up there by playing the notes from the blues scale or the E minor pentatonic scale. So when you're learning this, take this slow and riff by riff. The main points for most of y'all is going to be doing this. And really just the challenge of sliding up to this 12th fret. Once you can do this bit, adding the notes of the riff aren't that much harder. So now I'm going to do the slow playthrough. So once you've learned how to play the pieces, come back to this part of the video and see if you can play along. Remember, if you join FGA members, you can download these tabs so you can print them out and learn them on your own time. Thanks so much for watching this video. Here's our slow playthrough, and I'll see you guys on the next one.